All right. Hello, everyone. Welcome to week two's coaching call. Today's call is going to be all about protein, right? That's our intention for the week is getting our protein meals in. And so that's what we're going to work on. That's what we're going to talk about today. So, hopefully, you guys are going strong with your first week's goal of getting your steps in. I hope that's gone great for everyone. Would love if you guys would let us know in the comments how that went for you, how that's going, if you learned anything. Yeah, if there was anything in particular that helped you. But yeah. So now we're gonna add in the protein, but you no longer have to post your steps this week, but would love for you to continue to work on those and make that a goal for yourself. That is something that you're going to want to do for the rest of your life is to really keep track of your steps and keep aiming for those 8 to 10,000 steps. So, yeah, let's keep working on those. So, I am going to share my screen and we will open up that guide again. Let's get it in here. Here we are. Okay, I'm going to share it. Sent mode. Here we go. So, back to week two, align with the new you. So, challenge rules, we already went over this, but just a little recap. Remember, in order to be eligible for the 5 weeks of coaching, you must post your daily goals in the Facebook group on the threads. I will be making a new one for this high protein, for this week for high protein. And yeah, complete the end of challenge survey. And then extra points if you guys are being active in the group and just posting stuff and helping to keep everyone motivated and accountable. Okay, week one, right? We did our steps. We are done with that now, and we're gonna move on to the high protein. So please do continue, like I said, with your steps and add in the 3 high protein meals and a protein shake or bar. That is honestly what it's going to take for you to be able to hit the amount of protein that your body needs. Most people are going to have to also have a protein bar added in. So that's why I put that in there. So 3 high protein meals and a protein shake or bar. If that's extreme for you and it's just not happening, you're not a failure. Just do the best that you are, still post it, keep yourself accountable, help to motivate others. There's going to be others in your shoes. But if you are a go-getter and you really want to do this to the best that you can, then make sure you're getting 3 high protein meals along with that shaker bar. Okay. And then we've already talked about this. Checklist for week two, get that protein in while also continuing on with week one's goal. Actively participate in the challenge group discussion, post those protein meals in there. Again, you don't have to do it daily. You can do it at the end of the week, but posting it daily is going to keep you guys the most accountable. So please try to do that. Coaching calls, yeah. So I did a little switch up as you guys saw. They were pre-recorded and going to be every Monday, but then yesterday or last week, because okay, technically I'm pre-recording these, right? So this is Monday right now. This is day one of the challenge that I'm actually recording this. So yesterday, right, technically, so last Sunday for you guys though, um, I decided to upload the first week's call on Sunday because I was like, everyone's gonna be home. It's probably gonna be more time and easier for you guys to watch than on like a Monday night, first day at work. So I think going forward this week, for me, for you guys, you'll be watching this. We'll be currently watching this, but I believe it's going to be like every Friday, Saturday, or Sunday. I'm going to post it during the weekend. I think that'll be the best for you guys so you have more time during the week to watch them. Sorry if that was a little confusing. It's a little confusing for me because yeah, this is pre-recorded and you won't be getting this from a week from now, so I'm trying to use my words correctly. Again, you don't have to watch it. You can throw it in your earbuds and listen while you're driving, while you're working, while you're getting some chores done, things around the house, like out for a walk, whatever. Just make sure you pay attention, especially hopefully you guys are watching today's because today's is going to have a lot of information that will really help you guys to get your protein in. All right, challenge guides. We've already talked about those. I'm going to go over this just a little more. I know I already talked about this last week, but again, this is your TDEE, your total daily energy expenditure. So this is the amount of calories that you burn in a day. And if you remember, this is your BMR, and that is your metabolic rate, your metabolism. And that is 70% of your total calories burned in a day, right? So what can raise your metabolism, is having more muscle on your body. The more muscle you have, the faster your metabolism is, the more you can eat without gaining weight. And that's why lifting weights, and truly lifting weights, because that's where you're going to get the most muscle, is going to help you with losing weight and speeding up your metabolism. So today's all about protein. Protein is one of the biggest factors in you being able to build muscle. So the more protein you eat, the more you can raise this to speed up your metabolism. Because even if you're not weightlifting, just consuming some more protein will give you a little bit of muscle growth. Not a whole bunch, right? It is some though, and it will speed up your metabolism. But yeah, I highly recommend adding in the lifting to help complement the protein. But even if you're not lifting and you're eating more protein, you'll build some muscle there. We're gonna skip over the NEAT. That was the non-exercise activity thermogenesis, like our steps that we just worked on, our fidgeting, all the random things we're doing throughout the day. But we are gonna touch on the thermic effect of feeding, and we're gonna skip the exercise one. So, thermic effect of feeding, or food, as I wrote there, is how many calories that it takes for your body to digest a certain food. So protein has the highest thermic effect, meaning you're gonna burn the most amount of calories from digesting protein versus when you digest carbs and fats. So protein has like a 20% thermic effect of feeding, which means if you ate 100 calories, 20% of those, which would be 20 calories out of 100, right, would be broken down and used to digest that protein. Therefore, you would actually only store 80 of those calories. Okay. So I think carbs is like 5% and fats is maybe like 7%. Don't quote me on those numbers. I can't remember exactly. But a lot smaller, right? So protein has 20%. So you're going to burn a lot more calories eating protein than you would carbs or fats. So that's why eating a lot of protein is important. One of the many reasons that we're going to discuss today. So here is a list of protein ideas. I know this is really simple, but I did give you guys the high protein shopping list in the guides, and also the high protein meal idea guides. Um, I will be posting for you guys. I will have posted this last week for you guys. Some other high protein meals that I like, with some pictures and some recipes for me that I'll be going forward this week. Um, but yeah, so those guides are linked in a Google document inside the Facebook group. If you've not been able to come across those yet, if you haven't found those, reach out to me and I'll help you find them. So here we have steak, right? Steak, that's a great option for protein. There are many different kinds of steaks, right? So there's ribeyes, there's New Yorks. Those are going to be higher calorie steaks, and so they're going to have higher fat, and you're going to get a lot more calories from those. So those aren't going to be the best option if you're trying to lose weight. Then we have sirloin steak, we have tri-tip roast, tri-tip steak, flank steak. Those are flat iron. Those are going to be your leaner steaks, and they're going to be lower calorie and high protein. So if you're trying to lose weight, which most people are around springtime, the leaner choices are going to be a better choice for you, because they're going to be higher in protein and lower in calories. Okay. Same goes for every meat source in here. The lower the fat content, and the lower the fat content, the lower the calories it will be, and it will be higher protein. So you'll get more bang for your buck when you're choosing leaner options. So for ground beef, you'd want to go more for that like 93, 95 versus 80, because 80 is going to have a lot more fat in it. So it's going to be a lot more calories that you're getting with that source of ground beef versus if you went for the 93 or 95 or 97. Then we have chicken breast, chicken thighs, right? Those are great options. Again, chicken breast, those are going to be the leaner option. Chicken thighs are going to be the fattier, more higher calorie ones. Ground turkey, same goes with the ground beef, going for that leaner option. We've got roast, wild game. That's like, the OG organics, grass fed all the way. So that's a great one. And wild game is really lean. So that's a great option for when you're trying to lean down. Turkey, lamb, salmon. Salmon's great. It is a higher calorie and higher fat option. It's super good for you, but just higher calories. So it may make it a little harder for you to lose weight. Cod and halibut and mahi mahi and tilapia are all going to be a leaner source of protein. So they're going to be lower calories and high protein. Shellfish, canned tuna. I love getting Kirkland's. That brand is my favorite because it's got 40 grams per can. I love having like chicken sausages always in my fridge and my freezer for easy go-to options. In that shopping list, I've listed some other easy options like the Just Bear chicken strips. Love those. Those are great options, and that is gonna be a very important thing that you guys want to do is you're gonna want to have always easy go-to options in your freezer ready for you on those nights when you're like get home from work and like you're tired and you do not feel like cooking. You've got these easy options to go to and just throw in the oven or the air fryer that will make it easier on you and also less likely to go grab something that is fast food or processed or something like that. There are options though for fast food that you can get that are higher protein, but again, we always want to try to stay away from it. Not 100%. You can eat it, in moderation, but not a whole lot. You don't want to eat it all the time. Pork chops, pork loin, the pork loin roast. That's a really high protein, low calorie option. Turkey bacon. Oh my gosh, you guys. I was ever a turkey bacon person because I had tried it many years ago when I first entered my health journey and I tried a turkey bacon. I think it was like the Jennie-O turkey bacon. And I don't know, maybe Jennie-O turkey bacon's fine if you like cook it the right amount, but I did not cook it enough. So it was just like soft and like gross. I was not digging it. But this last year I have started to get the turkey bacon from Costco. It's the Columbus brand. It's amazing. I cook it in the oven for like at 400 for like 20 minutes, kind of watch it after like 18, depending on your oven, right? Maybe watch it after 15. But I wait till it does get pretty crispy, but still a little soft. It's so good for turkey bacon. It's obviously not going to be your, you know, go to old OG, like yummy pork bacon. That's obviously going to be the best always. But if you can look at it as it's kind of something different, it's amazing. It's lower calorie, it's high protein, it's a great option. I love cooking that up and having leftovers in my fridge to just grab and go. And yeah, it's great. So great. Um, Jerky is a great high protein option for snacks. Jerky is something you can take with you everywhere. You can have it at work. You can have it in your desk at work, right? You can take it with you on road trips. Love it. You can get Old Trapper. I have in here at Winco, but Costco has it as well, and you get a lot better price at Costco and Winco than anywhere else. High quality deli meats, eggs, egg whites. Now, they have protein and they are a protein source, but you have to eat a few of them to get a good amount of protein. So egg whites can be a really good option because all the protein is in the egg whites. The yolk is the fat part, which is really good for you. It's really healthy, has choline in it, so has a lot of good nutrients in it that we want. But egg whites will get you more protein. But I will show you guys a little example here in a little bit about a little example on why you're gonna have to eat a few more eggs than you thought to get the amount of protein you want. Unless you already know. Cottage cheese, great option. Greek yogurt, that Fage brand, I think is how you pronounce it. I don't know. It's a great one. It's high in protein. Whole milk is really high in protein as well, so that's a great option. Edamame. But for all these dairy options, if you're trying to cut and you want lower calorie, but you want high protein, you'd want to go with the lower fat option. Same goes for like cheese, anything like that. And low fat milk will be high protein as well. Okay, workouts. Hopefully you guys are going strong and some people have like tried those out. I really hope you guys are. Again, remember, muscle is so important. And one of the biggest reasons we're eating protein is to build muscle. Building muscle speeds up your metabolism and just makes you look better. So lifting weights is where that's at. You're not going to build muscle from, I mean, you're going to build a little from running and a little bit from your Peloton, but like not really, because those are catabolic exercises, just meaning they break down muscle more than they build. Where lifting weights correctly, like how I've designed here this program for you guys, and with that rest period is so important to build muscle. Remember, those rest periods are so, so, so important, along with these rest days. Those full body workouts are taxing on the central nervous system and your body needs time to rest. So hopefully you guys are trying out those workouts. Let me know in the comments if you have, what you've thought of them, all the things. Okay, hydration. Okay, so actually I'm going to go back to protein and just leave that right there because I'm going to continue to talk about protein with my notes. So protein is the building blocks for our muscle, our skin, our hair, our organs. So if you want, to have nice skin and beautiful hair and nice nails and all these things, if you're not eating enough protein, if you're deficient in protein, your skin and your hair is really going to show that. And so you'll have better looking, vibrant skin and hair and nails when you eat protein. It's literally the fountain of youth is protein. Like literally, you guys, doctors, like I said, are going to be prescribing this one day because, weightlifting. Protein is the fountain of youth because it builds muscle. That's where I was trying to go there with that. So like doctors will be prescribing muscle building from strength training someday. Protein is very highly satiating, which means it's just going to keep you full longer and just make you feel satisfied. So it will really help with bringing down sugar cravings. One of the biggest things that my clients note when they first come to me and they start eating more protein is that they don't crave junk anymore. They're not craving sugar. They're not craving, chips and things because they are eating a lot more protein, so they're satiated. So they don't want anything else and they're full and they're staying full longer. And so that is a really big thing when you're trying to lose weight is like you're eating less calories and you start to, you're hungry, right? But eating that protein is going to help to keep you satisfied so that you can eat less calories and not be starving. Balanced meals is really important, so I want to talk about that. And what a balanced meal is you have protein, then you have some fiber, you have some fats, you have carbs and color. Okay, so remember this acronym. It's PFFCC: protein, fiber, fats, carbs, and color. So that is what makes a balanced meal. A balanced meal is what also helps to keep you satiated and full and will help to reduce sugar cravings by so much. And so you really want to try to make sure you want to shoot for every meal that you can being a balanced meal. Now, it's not always going to be like that. You're not going to be perfect. I'm not perfect, but always aiming for that PFFCC is what you want to shoot for. Um, and balanced meals are going to help with keeping your hormones optimized and helping to keep your metabolism fast as well. Okay, so each meal you're going to want to pick out your protein source and then you want to plan your meal around that. Okay, so you want to make sure for breakfast, lunch, and dinner, you're always planning some sort of protein source and then planning your sides and stuff around that. And meat is going to be the best bang for your buck when it comes to getting your protein in. As you see, a lot of this is meat right on this list. Then you're going to want to make sure that you eat breakfast because if you're skipping breakfast, that means you only have lunch and dinner and maybe a snack, right? So that you're taking out a whole meal that you could be getting more protein in from. And we'll go into that a little more as to how to get the right amount of protein in that you want. But yeah, you want to make sure that you're eating breakfast. Then you also want to make sure that you're using the high protein rule. And we're going to go on a little field trip for this, and I'm going to explain to you guys um, how to know that your option is high protein. Okay, so here we have peanut butter. I'm looking at peanut butter because this is a big one that a lot of people mess up on. I wish I could make this big somehow. Let's see if I can when we visit this. Creamy Peter Pan peanut butter. Have you guys ever heard of that? I cannot say that I have. Okay, cool. There we go. It's nice and big. Okay, so the number one rule when picking out when sorry, the number one rule when knowing something is a high protein source is you're gonna take your protein. Okay, so we have our protein source right here. It's 8 grams. You're gonna add a zero to that. So we see 8, so that we add a zero, we have 80. Then you're gonna compare that number to the calories, and you want it to be equal to, around, or more. And that's how you know that it's a high protein source. So if you added a zero, we got 80. We compare 80 to 200. That's less than half of 200. That is not a high protein source. Okay, not at all. And I wanted to talk about peanut butter because a lot of people think that peanut butter is a high protein source, and it's really not. Yeah, you're gonna get protein from it, and this is not to scare you away and say that you can't eat peanut butter because like I eat it totally in moderation. I'm just not looking at it as a protein source. I'm looking at it like, yum, I'm gonna put some peanut butter with my banana because I enjoy this. And yeah, I'll get a little bit of it, but I'm gonna make sure I like really measure out my peanut butter too because 2 tablespoons at 200 calories, like that adds up real quickly. And these are not your run-of-the-mill spoons from your kitchen drawer. This is a straight up tablespoon. And so not a heaping, it's literally like a smaller one. And this is probably 2 tablespoons is probably even more. That's just them kind of giving you a rough estimate. It's not a lot. It's not a lot at all, and it's really easy to put down. So there's some fun facts there for you. Peanut butter, very high calorie, so watch that, and not as high as protein as a lot of people think, so it is not a high protein source. Okay, we're gonna get out of this Peter Pan. So now I'm going to exit out of that, I guess, and we're gonna go to chicken breast. I want to show you guys chicken breast. Okay. God, nutrition. I seriously like have the worst typing all the time, you guys, but it works. But it's so funny how many times I misspell nutrition and how often I have to like type out nutrition, being a nutrition coach. So funny. Okay, now we've got chicken breast. Let's see if we can make this bigger. Here we go. Okay, so we got chicken breast. Okay, so this is a 4-ounce size of chicken breast, and it is 130 calories and it is 25 grams of protein. So what's that rule? We're going to add a zero to the 25. So that would be 250. Then we compare that 250 to the 130. That's a bit above it, right? So this is a high protein option. This is a great source of protein and low calories. So it's a great thing to eat while you're trying to lose fat or just in general, just eat because it's a high protein source. So you see that difference? Like to get just from the last one on the peanut butter, just to get 8 grams of protein from peanut butter, it was 200 calories. To get 25 grams, it's only 130 calories. So this is a great option, okay? Now we're going to do an egg just because I wanted to show you guys this. And then we'll be done with this. Let's visit and make it bigger. Oh, lovely. Still not big. Let's see. Let's see if this one will go big for us. Okay, they're not going big, but that's okay. Okay, so we have an egg. An egg is around 6 grams of protein. We put a zero, we compare it, cool, to the 70 calories. 60 to 70, yeah, that's close enough, right? So that is a protein option. It's not super high like the chicken was, but it is an option. But most women are eating maybe 2 eggs, right? So if you're having breakfast, you're eating 2 eggs. That's it. For breakfast, you have like 2 boiled eggs, you're like running out the door. That's only 12 grams of protein, okay? And most women need around like 140 to like 150 grams of protein, okay, in a day. In a day, and you're only going to get 12 grams from breakfast. Like, that's not a lot. So, again, you can use those egg whites and get some more. And you can definitely eat eggs. I eat fried eggs all the time because I love them so much for breakfast with sourdough. It's like the best thing in the world to me for breakfast. Love that. But I add in my turkey bacon, right? That's lean, it's lower calorie, it's high protein. Sometimes I'll do chicken sausage. Sometimes I'll just do like, because I just feel like an egg and a piece of toast. I'm like, damn, I'm only getting 6 grams. So I'll add a protein shake with it to get more protein. So there's some fun facts there for you guys, and that's how you find out if something is high protein. And then we have what else? What's next? Talked about eating the high protein option rule. Okay, so like I was talking about earlier, leaner protein options are going to be higher in protein. We already talked about that. Sirloin steak versus a New York sirloin is going to be leaner, lower calories, and higher protein per those calories, just like I showed you guys with the chicken breast and the peanut butter. Now, to find out how much protein you should be consuming for your body is you're going to take, like, say you are 100 and you're 190 pounds and you would like to get down to like 140, okay? You're going to take your goal body weight. So your goal body weight would be 140, and you'll do that times 1 gram. So 140 grams of protein is what you want to consume in a day. I weigh like 126, I think, currently. So I shoot for like 126, 130 grams of protein. I would recommend you aim a little higher than what your goal is, just to like, if you want a number that you're reaching for, to help yourself to aim higher because it is really hard to get enough protein in. So, again, if you don't have any weight to lose and you're happy where you're at, but you just want to build muscle, you would want to shoot for just your body weight where you're at because you're not trying to really lose any weight. And maybe even higher, and honestly higher actually, because you want to build muscle. So 1 gram of protein per pound of body weight or goal body weight. Let's see. Okay. If you don't track, if you're not someone that tracks their calories, a good rule of thumb for you to get enough protein in would be you want to get like a fist size of protein per each meal from like meat, okay, meat sources. And I would say bigger than your fist size if you can, but at least that. And that's a good option to get that's a good way to go about trying to get your protein in. And when you think you're eating enough protein, you're not. I promise you. No one is unless they're like a nutrition freak or like, they're into lifting and they're already educated on all this stuff. Like nobody is. So like I just love to tell people like when you think you're eating enough protein, I promise you, you are not. So eat some more. Add some more meat to that plate. Let's add some more meat. Yeah, meat again, best options for your protein per meal. Okay, so to know how much protein you should eat per meal, we already kind of talked about it for those that are not tracking their calories, a fist size per each meal, and then I would also add an additional shake or bar on top of that to get you to the number that you need to get to, right? So, like we talked about earlier, it's a gram per goal of body weight. So if you're someone that weighs or that's goal is 140. What you would do if you're just going to have 3 meals in a day, you would do 140 divided by 3, and that comes out to 46. So you would want 46 grams per meal. That's 46 for breakfast, 46 for lunch, 46 for dinner. That's high. That's going to be hard. That's going to be a lot higher than what a lot of you guys are used to. So what would be better is to be like, okay, 140 minus like 30 which because that could be like a protein shake, right? Or 25, whatever your protein is, your protein option. So I'm gonna have a protein shake that's 30 grams of protein. My goal's 140 for the day. I'm gonna minus that from the 140 because that's my snack, my protein shake. I'm minusing the 130. I get 110. I divide that by 3, then I get 36. So my breakfast would be 36 grams, my lunch would be 36 grams, and my dinner would be 36 grams. And my shake or protein bar, whichever I choose, I want that to be around 30 grams to get the 140 in a total day. There was something I was just gonna say on that. Oh, yeah. So if you're needing to get like 36, right? 36 grams to like 46 grams per meal, depending if you're having that protein or that protein shake or bar snack, like that's a lot. So when I was talking about eggs earlier, like if you are only having 2 eggs, that's only 12 grams, and you needed either 36 or to like 46. Like that's a chunk you're missing out on there. And then if you're someone that's fasting, then you're completely missing out on that protein. You only have lunch and dinner to try to get that 140 grams in. And majority of you are going to need like 150. It's going to be your goal. Now, again, this we're easing into all this, right? Like I'm pushing you guys to do the 3 meals a day. But if it's too difficult, and just do the best that you can. With my clients, I'm not pushing them up to the 150 right away. I'm actually having them do like a week food log for me and figuring out like what they're actually consuming right now. And a lot of them are coming, at like 50 or 60 or 80. And then we build upon that like 10, 15 grams a week, every couple weeks, and just keep building until we get them up to the 150 grams. Okay. Let's see. So there's something known as complete proteins, okay? And meat is what a complete protein is. And what that is so we have amino acids, right? And there are 20 total amino acids. 9 of them are essential, 11 of them are non-essential. So essential means your body does not make it on its own. And non-essential means your body makes it on its own. So there's 9 that are essential. Your body doesn't make it on its own. So you have to get that from protein, well, from your nutrition. And your meat sources are those complete proteins that have those 9 essential amino acids that your body does not make. So you really want to make sure you're eating a lot of meat. That's why I've listed a lot of meat right here on this sheet, as you can see. Um, Incomplete proteins are things like a lot of like vegetarian options are incomplete. Like there's only a few complete vegetarian options, and that's like tofu, quinoa, chia seeds, and like hemp seeds. And again, if you remember with the peanut butter earlier, you had to consume a lot of like you would have to consume a lot of peanut butter to get high protein from that, right? Which would be a lot of calories. So these vegetarian complete options of protein you'd have to consume a lot of calories to get a lot of protein, to get to the 40, you know, 40 grams of protein per meal. You have to consume a lot more in calories than you would in calories if you just ate meat. But some incomplete proteins that like vegetarians will mix together to get complete proteins is like rice and beans. Again, you can get complete proteins when you put those together, but you're going to have to consume a lot more calories to make it a complete protein. And the reason complete proteins are so important is because they are what are essential for building muscle. And muscle is what speeds up your metabolism and makes it easier to lose weight and makes you look better. Okay. Protein powders. So with protein powders, you get what you pay for. And there's a lot of really just cheap options on the market, and they're just highly underregulated. Like literally, you guys, they are so underregulated that there was a brand that literally had meth in it, and it was put out there for the people to buy, and it got through because That's how underregulated it is. So you really want to make sure that you are getting a good quality protein option. And my favorite is Legion. I have been consuming Legion for, oh my gosh, since like 2017, I think, because they taste so damn good. They're amazing and they are a third party tested protein option. That's what you want. You want a protein powder that has been certified third party tested. And that just means what they are claiming is in that protein powder is in there, and there is nothing else in there. There's no filler stuff. There's no like, extra stuff in there. What they say is in there is in there. The amount of protein that you're getting from that they're claiming that you're getting is what you're actually getting. So that's what you want, is you want to make sure that you are getting third party tested protein options. And you also don't want to be getting like a protein option that says like you have to have 2 scoops to get 25 grams of protein. Legion and other good quality protein powders are only going to be 1 scoop for like 20 something grams of protein. You'll see, like, I think it's like Orgain at Costco is 2 scoops to get that amount of protein. And that when there's 2 scoops, that's just a bunch of extra powder, right? Which means they are putting a lot of filler stuff in there. And I guarantee you are not getting maybe even like 3/4 of the amount of protein they're claiming you're getting, because it's not third party tested. And that's all that filler stuff is just making, yeah, it's just filler stuff. You do not want that. Um, so you want to make sure that it's 1 scoop. And then again, yeah, the third party tested, to know that something's third party tested, you would have the label NSF, Labrador, BSCG, USP, and CGMP. And Legion is Labrador tested. I have a discount code if you guys are interested in it. I love them. Like I said, I've been consuming them for a long time. I have been pushing clients to them for a long time, and it was just finally last year that I became affiliated with them. And I'm so happy I am, because they are a powder, a protein powder and supplement company that I can recommend to people with full integrity of like knowing it's really good quality and they're getting what they want and they're not wasting their money. If you would like my code, I'll put it in the post of this video, so you'll be able to find it there. And with my code, you'll get, what is it? They just changed it to even better. So now it's, with my code for first time buyers, you'll get buy one, get 50% off the whole cart. So when you purchase something and then you add something else, you'll get 50% off the whole cart, which is really, really good deal. And then you get double points back with my code. So highly recommend making an account if you want to, because those points really add up, and then you'll have a bunch of money, not a bunch of money, but you'll have money down the road to like get some free stuff. And then for if you do use my code and then you want to use it again, you come back, you'll get double points again, plus 20% cash back on your next order. So like that's a great, great deal. Also they just taste amazing. Like they truly do when people finally try it, because sometimes it takes people because they are a little pricier. But again, you get what you pay for. And when people try it, they are like, it's the best thing they've had. Like literally the chocolate's my favorite, the Dutch chocolate. And it tastes like chocolate milk when you put it with milk. So it's so good. It's so smooth. It's not grainy. It's not too sweet. I love it so much. And they're such a great company that, like, literally, if you don't like the flavor, you just email them and they will send you either your money back or they'll send you a completely new product to try, like a different type of their protein powder. Love them so much. Can't recommend them enough. They're amazing. Yeah, they're so great. Actually, since I've been ordering from them forever, it was like 2021, I think, and like a batch just tasted weird to me. And so I emailed them and I had bought a 5 pound bag, which is like $140, which is a lot, right? But that actually lasts you a lot longer and ends up being cheaper per serving than those Fairlife shakes at Costco. So it's worth it buying in bulk. But because it tasted weird, I emailed them and they literally sent me a free 5 pound bag back. So they're a great company, highly recommend. So there was a Harvard study on protein powder, a bunch of protein powders, and only 10% of them came back having what they claimed was in there. So only 10% came back with saying that what they claimed was in there was actually in there. And then there was another, they tested a bunch of like Target's protein powders. They tested 12 of those powders, and only one of those came back with having what they claimed was in there. And then they found a bunch of other ingredients that they did had no idea what these ingredients were that were in those protein powders. So again, so hard to know that you're getting a good one unless that it has been third party tested. And some other third party tested protein powders other than Legion are Organifi is good. Um, what is it? Paleo Valley, they're a great one. Paleo Valley, Organifi, First Form, and I think Optimum Nutrition, which is at Costco, has been tested. So those are some good ones right there. Um, and yeah, you just want tested ones, like I said, because sometimes they really don't have the amount of protein they're claiming. They have a bunch of filler stuff or heavy metals. Protein powders are really known for having heavy metals in them, and we don't want that because those cause a whole other line of issues for your health. So you want to make sure that you're having whey isolate is what you want. You don't want a blend. So I use Costco because I know a lot of people go there. I think that Orgain is a blend. Premier used to be a blend for sure. I think they might be changing that now. But yeah, just not a good quality one. But Fairlife is a whey isolate, and that's what you want. But they're not third party tested, so that you don't know for sure you're getting what you want. But they're whey isolate at least. And whey isolate is just the most bioavailable protein for your body, just meaning you're actually absorbing it and being able to use it to build muscle. Cool. I think that is all, you guys. Um, okay, cool. This is still recording. So, yeah, happy week 2. We are now moving on to eating the 3 high protein meals plus an additional protein shake or bar because as you've learned now, I'm stopping that share, hopefully. Okay, there we go. Hopefully by now you guys realize that like that's what it's going to take to get the amount of protein in that you want to really build that muscle, to speed up your metabolism. Um, and yeah, highly push if you have not tried the workouts to start trying those. They are really a properly designed workout program that is designed to promote muscle growth, and that will just pair really nicely with eating the more protein. Hopefully you guys have even tried eating more protein meals, this last week and stuff. But yeah, let's get to eating our protein. It is so, so important. I'm sure by now you guys have seen it on social media as it's becoming a lot more well known and on the mainstream media and all the things. So yeah, if you guys have any questions, please put it in the comments and I will either reply in the comment or post another video if it needs to be a longer, drawn out answer. So, yay. Thank you so much, everyone. Happy week 2. Let's continue with those steps. Let's get our protein in and yeah, hopefully get some workouts in too and have a great week. All right, guys, I'll see you on the next coaching call.